Hi, yeah, I'm Paddy Donnelly. I live in Belgium. I'm an illustrator. Do design for websites for iOS. I do some print illustration. So yeah, a bit of everything. And I've just been working recently on my first iOS game. So it's a game for the iPad for kids called Wee Rockets.
So, so where'd you come up with it? Why'd you decide to do an iOS game?
Well, I've been working with an iOS developer, and he has kids and wanted to build something for his kids. So, and he knew I was yeah, into illustration and kind of style I had. Um, yeah, we decided we wrote down a bunch of ideas. We just wanted to build something. We wrote down a bunch of game ideas, and then yeah, everybody loves rockets and space and stuff, and
Yeah.
not just us, but yeah, and kids love that too. So we decided to go with that, and we came up with a plan of we came up with the minimum product that we wanted to do. One of my design rules to live by is to get the minimum amount, like do one thing and do it really really well, and
Right.
just get something out there and then grow and expand on that idea. So rather than tackling something really, really huge, and kind of yeah have the final product diluted a bit. We wanted to have something really, really special, but still quite small and manageable. So we came up with this idea of just yeah the basic idea of kids could drag different pieces together of their rockets and then launch them into space and pick up some aliens and see some fun animations and stuff. And we aimed it at like, um, yeah, pretty young kids, which was kind of a challenge as well because most of what I do um, during the day is, yeah, I design, web apps and things for iPhone and websites and all sorts of things, but never really anything for kids before.
I mean, you
So
work on sort of the interface design level, or
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I work on yeah, UI design and that side of things. And then I also do yeah, a lot of illustration work, illustrations for websites, or I have my own print store on my website and stuff. So yeah, a variety of things. But yeah, this is the first time we that I'd done something specifically for kids, which was it presented a lot of new yeah, ways of thinking. We set out some ground rules for the app. One thing was we wanted no text within the app whatsoever, so that it could be used by the youngest of kids
Hmm.
who didn't know how to read yet, but also so that it could be universal and didn't have to rely on language, so that kids from anywhere could play it. We wanted no kind of splash screens and things like that where they had to click a play button. We wanted it to just automatically get you into the game and stuff like that. So yeah, it was interesting because because you're dealing with kids, you have to kind of make things jump out at you a lot more, the tappable stuff, and kind of guide them along what to do. But you also have to make it free enough so that they can do anything with the page. So they're not stuck on dead ends or
Right,
anything like
right.
that.
So I
So
mean, it's just a set of simplified interactions,
yeah,
kind of eye
yeah.
candy-ish stuff.
Everything has to loop together so they can keep playing over and over again. Which kids can get happy, can be happy just playing the same level over and over and over again. So
So how did you kind of get into the industry? Did you go to school, or were you art
yeah,
first, or development first, or what?
I studied at the University of Ulster. I studied multimedia design in Belfast.
Hmm.
I studied with the Standardistas. They were my lecturers back in the day. And I did a master's in multidisciplinary design there as well. For the multimedia design, yeah, we did everything from, design theory and design principles. And there was then, yeah, all HTML, CSS, and then there was a variety of, yeah, like PHP and all sorts of developer. Well, it was kind of a mix of everything, and then in the masters, I went on to more kind of it was more kind of design theory kind of stuff. And then yeah, then I moved to Belgium almost 4 years ago, and I was working for a company for a few years, and then just this year I left and became full-time freelance just at the beginning of this year. So since then, I've been working for myself and yeah, doing illustration work and web design for the past, yeah, since the beginning of this year. So it's been
Okay.
exciting
Well,
times.
that's cool. I think a lot of people are kind of taking that route. So
Yeah, definitely.
the thing that got me interested in you was looking at the We Rockets microsite. You know, the little sort of advertising site to send people to buy the app. And
Hmm.
you did everything, right? You did the art, markup, design, the whole thing, right? So one
Yeah.
of the so I guess I was interested in it because it's there's a lot of sites out there that are either very pretty or very content specific or something like that. And
Hmm.
I really your site caught my attention because it accomplishes communication in sort of an emotional way
Hmm.
without really any text almost at all. I mean, you have sort of a little blurb, but I'm not
Hmm.
sure that anybody really
Yeah.
reads it. You know what I mean? It's sort of the
Mhm.
emotional impact of just seeing the imagery and kind of following through to buy the app. So, can you
Yeah.
just like talk a little bit about how you decided to approach that? You know, because there are some parts, in some ways it's similar to other sort of app microsites, but in other ways it's not. So, can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, making the site came after actually building the app, and
Right.
so we had gone through. I mean, we had spent months of our free time working on the actual app and creating the artwork and all the interactions and the whole kind of style and these characters like the little astronaut and stuff that appear on there
Mm-hmm.
that came out of the actual app. So after all of that, then we needed to, yeah, while we were, when we submitted it to the App Store for a review, we had to build up a little microsite for it to direct people to it. And really, it kind of, yeah, was really, yeah, I don't know, really simple to come to the conclusion that we would just have, kind of floating in space little site, like just well, mainly the floating kind of iPad in space was all I had in my head to begin
Right.
with.
Right.
Because yeah, I'm quite yeah fascinated by all the stuff you can do with CSS now and CSS animations. So I wanted something, yeah, just like that, kind of floating in space. And then we sort of added, yeah, a couple of other elements and just some nice little rollovers and things.
So it was just an organic
Just
thing. I mean, just kind
yeah,
of
yeah, it just kind of became, and I mean, who we were aiming this website at was yeah, well, it's aimed at the parents because
right.
they're the ones who buy the app for their kids, but we wanted to kind of sell the what the app was about as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a little bit of text on there to say exactly what it is, but I mean, we shortened it down as much as we could to explain what was in it, in one sentence. And yeah, we just put in some elements, and then I had some yeah, I had some asteroids from the actual app itself, and I just took those assets and exported them, and then I added some CSS. And yeah, that was a lot of trial and error to see where they would start and end, so that they would animate, float around in the background. So that yeah, that took a long time to get that just how I wanted. But yeah, no, it was a fun thing to do, and it's always nice to work on a nice little simple website. I mean, a little one page thing like that, you can, yeah, the content is really simple, but you can have a lot of fun with it.
Right.
Whereas once you start going up to, yeah, fully fledged website, yeah, you have a lot of stuff to worry about and a lot of moving pieces. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to get to work on little stuff like this.
Well, just to broaden it a little bit, I took a look at your portfolio. Is it left with
Mm-hmm.
two F's, left.com, two F's?
Left with two F's.com, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, you have a really wide pretty diverse range of styles and everything, um, which is cool. I mean, I kind of like that a lot. So when you're working on the, can you just talk a little bit about when you're working on these different kinds of projects? Because I see some of them seem to be just experimenting with different media, but and others seem clearly to have to do with specific projects.
Yeah, well, a lot of the stuff on there is a lot of the more recent stuff is illustration based stuff that I've been working on this past year. Um, so I've been doing, and actually a couple of the more recent projects that I've worked on. I worked on I did the design for the FunConf
Yeah.
website, which is it's a conference in Ireland. It's a very mysterious conference where people no details about it, or every year less and less details are revealed about it, and people just buy tickets, and then yeah, everything is included, and you go off on this magical conference, and nobody knows about it until the day. So
That's weird.
yeah,
That's interesting because there's a conference here in the States where called LessConf, and they've started
right,
kind of
yeah,
doing that. They've started kind of like this year they didn't announce who their speakers were. It was just kind of like everybody kind of knows what the conference is like, and that it's really
yeah,
fun, and just like buy tickets and show up, and
yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
something. So
That's exactly the same with these guys. They have this reputation now for putting on an insane show for a weekend. So yeah, now they can just talking with the guys. They were just like, yeah, go crazy, and we kind of came up with some ideas to have this island just on the website, just kind of teasing at some stuff, and there would be a lot of random elements like dinosaurs and
yeah,
pirates and everything on it, and there would just be sign up
just
buttons.
sort of like a mysterious island kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just something like Lost. Yeah, and
yeah.
so that was a lot of fun, just going crazy and just coming up with stuff, and that's a really different kind of project to what I had been doing maybe the last few years, like a lot of more traditional websites or applications and
Mm.
things. This was something, yeah, completely new, and I worked with the guy who did the HTML, Dr. Parsons. I only did the design on this one, but
Hmm.
he did all the animations and all sorts of stuff. So everything moves about on that site. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So
we
that's
we put on a conference every year too called Converge, and
yeah,
it's always so much fun to work on the site because it's like you know who your audience is. You can push it as far as humanly possible and just go
yeah,
crazy with it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And
I just go ahead.
no, I was just going to say. So that's kind of, yeah. I've been doing more illustration work, so that's now kind of fed into my web design work and blended together. And I've been doing one. I've also done the just recently. We launched the website for Perch, the CMS. So that's on grabaperch.com.
I'll have to check that out.
So that was that was kind of very illustration based kind of website as well. Before their previous website, they had some illustrations. They have a little bird mascot and things. It's so they have a lot of this kind of sketchy illustration stuff in their brand already. But we took that, and like I created a big illustration of a tree and the whole background and everything, and so a totally this immersive experience we wanted to make for their homepage and stuff. So something completely different, but still keeping in with their brand. So I think my work has really been kind of
I mean, you find yourself like you're
influenced.
now that you're freelance, you're like pushing more towards that sort of illustrative design.
Yeah,
That's just sort of become your niche. I mean, I think
yeah,
there's a lot of people kind of moving in that direction. I mean, because like sort of minimalistic web design is really
hmm
popular for the last couple of years, and I think people are, you know, sort of happy to see something that's a little more light and energetic and colorful and illustrative.
yeah. The whole industry kind of moves around. I mean, in 6 months, In 6 months' time, it could be, yeah, very minimalistic websites, and then it moves where it's like big text and everything is focused on typography, and then it
Yeah.
moves different direction. So yeah, it's really, yeah, it's an exciting industry to be in, and it's always something different. So it's really really nice to do, yeah, stuff that you, yeah, love doing. Like I love illustrating and stuff. So whenever you get to do that on big websites like this, it's great. So I'm in the middle of yeah, I am about 95% done with redesigning my portfolio site at the minute. So yeah, I recently bought a Retina MacBook Pro.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, the internet largely looks horrible. Um, yeah, if it's images you're talking about, yeah, a lot of them images and icons just look, yeah, blown up
Yeah.
and horrible. I mean, text looks gorgeous, but if you're surfing the web looking for inspiration and stuff like that, it's yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
So that was really really the kind of motivator I needed to redesign my website. So it's almost done and hopefully launching in a few days. But it's yeah, now it's totally Retina optimized, so everything, all the pieces of the work and stuff on there should be, yeah, look good on Retina displays and stuff.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
So
The
what are some of the things that you've done to optimize it for higher resolution
Well,
screens?
I have for on the homepage and stuff. Well, a few of the challenges I wanted to, or a few of the issues I wanted to address for my site. When I launched my site, there wasn't a lot of work on it. So it's all kind of in one big list on the homepage, but now it's kind of grown and grown and grown. And I find that there wasn't enough indication of what kind of work I do. There's a lot of illustration work there,
Mm-hmm.
but um, I wanted to kind of segment it a bit more. So like put it into like whether it was iOS design or illustration or web design or
Sure, just give it
whatever it
categories.
was. Yeah. So kind of, yeah, to make it easier for people to see what kind of stuff I can do. So that's as I filled up my portfolio with so much stuff, I wanted to yeah, to show off more of it and make it easier for people who are interested in my iOS design to go and look at that, just that. So for, yeah, for making it yeah, for the Retina screens. Well, I have all these quite big images on my site already. So what I did was I had all these assets already created. So I used those as the at 2x version, and then so on the new one, the screenshots will be, yeah, quarter of the size.
Mm-hmm.
But they look, yeah, super good on the Retina display. So I can fit more work in, and then there'll be, yeah, there's bigger shots as you go to the detail pages. But I can yeah, show more work on the one page and kind of, yeah, segment it a little bit. And I kind of wanted to work more with kind of storytelling aspects within the page. So as you go down the page, you kind of see more, and then you end up at a, yeah, call to action. So yeah, I've pretty much finished that now. I'm just tweaking some things and making sure every page is, there's no dead ends, and there's every image is working and stuff. So yeah, so that's fun. It's always nice to work on your own stuff, but it's often whenever you're working on your own stuff, it's often the most frustrating, and it's you're never
Yeah,
happy with it. And
I totally have that same problem. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
tend to iterate on my stuff like 20 times, and client
yeah,
work too. You know.
yeah, you always have to. Yeah, it's hard to find the time for it, and yeah, you're never happy with it.
Right.
But yeah, once you create something and then you wake up the next day and you still like it, then that's when you know you've got something good.
Yeah.
Because that's rare. So I'm really liking what I've got now. So hopefully it'll be out there soon.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right. Well. Thanks for talking. I appreciate it. I really like the We Rocket stuff, and whenever you get your new site done, send it over so we can take a look at it.
Oh, definitely.
All
Well,
right.
the Wii Rockets thing, we've actually submitted an update to it a few days ago.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's waiting for review right now. So there's going to be some yeah, some new stuff in there, and now it's going to work on the iPhone as well. So it was just iPad before, but now we've yeah, it was pretty simple to put it on the iPhone as well. So yeah, there's an update kind of waiting, yeah, for Apple's approval at the moment. So hopefully it'll be out there by
All
the
right.
time this review goes out. So
Okay. All right. Well, cool. Thanks.
no problem.